Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video we will see the fourth topic of real numbers, that is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. If you haven't watched my previous videos, there is a link in the description box below. You can check that out. Before going to fundamental theorem of arithmetic, let's see some of the terms. Now what is a prime number? Prime number is nothing but a number which is greater than 1 and whose factors are 1 and itself. Say now 1 is not a prime number because it's not greater than 1, right? So 2 can be written as 1 into 2. So the factors of 2 are 1 and 2. It can also be written as 2 into 1. This is one and the same, right? So factors are 2 and 1. So it's greater than 1 plus factors are 1 and itself. That is 2. 3. 3 can be written as 1 into 3. It can also be written as 3 into 1. Here also the factors are 1 and itself. When you check for 4, this is 1 into 4 you can write 4 into 1, but it can also be written as 2 into 2. So in this case this will not satisfy this, right? 2 into 2, factors are 1 and itself, but for the 4 you can write 2 into 2. So this is not a prime number. Now let's move to 5. 5 can be written as 1 into 5 or 5 into 1. So the factors are 1 and itself. So 7, 11, 13, 17, all these are prime numbers which will satisfy this condition. So now let's see what is composite number. Composite numbers are those numbers which are positive numbers, and the numbers which are not prime are called as a composite number. That is, in this case you have seen 4 is not a prime, so it's a composite number. 6 is not a prime. 7 is a prime. 8 is not a prime. 9 is also not a prime. So all the numbers which are not prime are called composite numbers. So now let's see what factorizing a number or factorization mean. Writing a number as a product of two or more numbers is called as factorization. That is, let's take 12. 12 can be written as 2 into 2 into 3. So 2 to is 4, 4 3 is 12. So 12 can be written as the product of more than two numbers. So that is called as factorization. These numbers 2, 2 and 3 are the factors of 12. Now let's see what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. It states that every composite number can be uniquely expressed as a product of primes except for the order in which these prime factor occur. Now let's take an opposite number 105. 105 can be written as 5 into 21. That is 5 21s are 105. In terms of prime factors, you can write as 5 into 21 can be written as 3 into 7. 3 7s are 21. So 5, 3, 7 are the prime factors of 105. So now 105 can also be written as 3 into 35, which gives 105, which is equal to 3 into 7 5s are 35, right? So 7 into 15 also gives you 105. So that is 7 into 3 5s are 15. So if you see, 105 can be written in various forms, but the order in which these prime factor occur is different. Here the order is 537. In this case 375. In this case 735. But in all the cases, prime factors remains the same, that is 3, 5 and 7. So this is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. There is a standard form set to write this order. That is, so standard form is to write prime products in ascending order. In this case, ascending order is 3 into 5 into 7. So now if you have the prime factors more than once, then you have to write in terms of powers. That we will see in the next example. Now let's see this example, how to factorize 234. So 234, divide by the smaller number, that is, we'll check with 2. This number is divisible by 2. So 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, 2 sevens are 14. Now this will not go by 2. So check with 3. So 3 threes are 9, 3 nines are 27. So 3 ones are 3 threes are 9. So now 13. So 13 ones are 13. Now you can write 334 as a product of prime factors. These are the prime factors. So 2 into 3 into 3 into 13. The standard form is to write them in the ascending order. If the prime factor repeats more than once, then you have to write in terms of powers. So in this case, 2 into 3 power 2 into 13. So this is the standard form. Now let's see this problem. Show that any number of the form 6 power n, where n belongs to n, that is a natural number, can never end with digit 0. What does this say? It says number of the form 6 power n will not give a number whose n digit is 0. We have to prove this. Let's say 6 power 2, that is 36. Check the n digit is not 0. When 6 power 3 will give you 216. In this case also the n digit is not 0. So we have to prove this. For that, first let's assume the opposite, that is 6 power n will give a number whose n digit is 0. You will get n digit as 0 only when a number is multiplied by 10. Say 6 into 10 is equal to 60. That is the n digit is 0. 12 into 10 is 120. Here in this case also number is 0. That means a number have to multiply by 10. So now the factors of 10 are 2 and 5. Right? So that means for a number whose n digit is 0 must have 2 and 5 at least once as their factors. I hope you got the point. So now 6 power n, which is equal to, the factors of 6 is 2 and 3, right? So now there is 2 but there is no 5. What did I say? I said they have to have 2 and 5 at least once. If they have twice, no problem. But 2 and 5 have to be there at least once. In this case, it's not there. 2 is there but 5 is not there, right? So this is the contradiction to our assumption. Hence the proof. That is 6 power n will not give a number whose n digit is 0. We can solve for 4 power n also in the similar way. So this is it in this video. I hope you understood today's topic. If you did, then hit the like button and share it with your friends so they can also benefit. See you soon with my next topic. Till then, take care. Almighty bless.